Okay, guys. So, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Okay, so yesterday, where we started? Yes. So yesterday we read about pods and one pod debugging, right? So today we'll just uh, do three things, and our Kubernetes course is completed mostly, but there are so many things in Kubernetes which we will talk. But for now, we'll just complete it. Okay. So we read about pods, we read about replica set, we read about deployment, but we don't know what is deployment here. We know about pods only. So guys, actually, in real time, no one used to deploy pod alone. Okay. You always want replica, right? So you have to, in real time, people use deployment or daemon set, okay, or stateful set. Okay. So what is deployment? What is daemon set? What is stateful set? What deployment used to create? It used to create pods. Okay. What daemon set used to create? It also used to create pods. What stateful set used to create? It also used to create pods. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? Question can be asked. Like one question has been asked in my interview like 2 years ago, that what is the difference between stateful set and stateless set? Okay. So what is deployment? Deployment is nothing. It will create your replicas of pods. So suppose replicas you have maintained as three. So three will be created and rolling update rollback is possible easily. Okay. But in case of pods, just if you are creating pod, their rolling update or rollback is not possible. You have to delete the pod, again recreate the pod. Here you don't have to do that. I'll show you how. Now what is daemon set? So this is deployment. Okay. What is daemon set? Daemon set is it will create pod, one pod in each node. Suppose five nodes are there. So five pods will be created, five copies of pods will be created in each and every node. Now, what is the use case of daemon set? Deployment, you can, what is the use case? Any type of application, Java based, React based, Node based, any type of application can be deployed as a deployment. But what is the benefit of daemon set? So suppose one monitoring solution is there, any monitoring agent is there, which will monitor the all your pods in all nodes. Okay, in each node. So at that time, you have to deploy that monitoring tool as daemon set because it will monitor in each node. Okay. So and stateful set. So what is stateful set? Stateful set is also like deployment only. It resembles deployment. Okay. It will resembles deployment only, but it has a criteria that it will not lose its data even if it's deleted because stateful set always have a persistent volume attached. Now, what is persistent volume? We'll discuss later also. But consider persistent volume as that volume which doesn't used to lose its data. So how people will lose its data? Suppose pod gets deleted. So if whatever the data is in pod, it will get deleted. Suppose node get deleted. Who has joined? Hi, Saima.
Hi, Rishav.
Okay, we just started, so I'll just recall. Okay, yes. So we were talking about earlier in earlier class. We have talked about pods, but now we'll talk about deployment and stateful set. If we do these three topics, your 80% of the Kubernetes will be covered. Okay, I mean 80% will be covered, but it doesn't mean that only 20% is left. If you explore Kubernetes, it will be 500% maybe. Okay, but for now, it's fine. So what deployment it used to do, it will create replicas of pods and rolling update rollback is possible. And there is one more thing called daemon set. So it will also create pods, but it will create one pod in each node. Okay. So what is the use case? Suppose any monitoring agent is there. It has to monitor all pods in each node. So at that time, you deploy as a daemon set monitoring agent. Okay. Stateful set is also like deployment, but it has one criteria that it will not lose its data because stateful set have a persistent volume attached. So persistent volume is that volume which does not lose its data. So I was telling about volumes. Okay, so what are volumes in Kubernetes? So there are three kinds of volumes. Okay, so let's discuss that also. Suppose one volume name is empty dir. So what is this empty dir? This is a volume which can be connected to pod. Okay, but if pod gets down, data will be lost. So it is dependent on pod life cycle, right? Depends on pod life cycle. Am I correct? Okay, next is host path. So host path, by the name itself, you will be able to understand where it belongs to. This belongs to each node. This belongs to each node. So suppose, so this can be also be connected to pod, but I mean this belongs to node level. That's not each node. This belongs to node level. Okay. Suppose pod gets deleted, will the data get lost? Data will not be lost. So when the data will be lost? When node gets deleted, when node goes down, data will be lost. Now comes there is something called persistent volume. Very important interview, very important question. This is actually cluster wide volume. I'll not write the rest sentence because you would be able to assume what I mean to tell. So now if pod goes down, will persistent volume goes down? No. Will if node goes down, will the volume goes down? No. Yeah, if the cluster goes down, then maybe which doesn't happen. Okay. So if cluster, I mean, it can happen definitely, but most of the cases, cluster will not go off, right? Your pod can go off, your node can go off, unless it's a regional failure. Okay. So data will be everlasting until the cluster gets crashed. So now you understand like what is stateful set, right? So no other type of volume can be attached to stateful set. Stateful set will always what? Have a persistent volume. But this deployment and daemon set can have all the three, any of the three. Okay, FTDI you can attach host path, you can attach any confusion, guys. I hope any confusion in deployment, daemon set, and stateful set difference. So by the definition, you will be able to give half of the interview questions. Okay, don't get confused. Just read it one time, two times, three times. It's not like very just the if you understand the concept, you can make your own sentences also. Okay. So the deployment, how it looks like, it will looks like this. Two random characters word will be there. Okay. So let's do some deployment. Uh, what you say? Deployment. I will again open killer coda. Okay, now log in. You can also make your account through Google. I have created through GitHub. Now, how you can create a deployment? I said like in deploy in pod creation, what are the major factors you have to involve? What is the prerequisite? You should have an image, right? Until this image is there, you cannot create it. Here, you should have the image and you should have the replicas you have to give. Okay, just two things you have to give. So let's create deployment by CLI mode, because if you want to give the certification of Kubernetes, you will not be able to write the YML because you have very short time. You have to complete the um, certification. So in real time also it's very important. Okay. So kubectl. So how we have done for pod, we have done run and the pod name, right? Here it will not, you will not do like this. Here it will take create deploy short form is deploy. Deployments also you can write or deployment. But I used to write deploy. Create deploy. What is the deployment name you want to give? Suppose I have given demo deploy hyphen image. Suppose nginx, right? And what? Hyphen replicas. How many replicas of pods we need? Suppose two for now. Now I don't want to run this. I want to write it into a YML first. So hyphen dry run equal to client. What is the output format? Hyphen o YML. And this will be redirected to a file called demo deploy.ym. You can name the file anything. It's not like it should be the same as the deployment name. So remember that create deploy and the deployment name, image, and the replicas. Okay. Now if I do ls, now if I open demo deploy, now see API version was what in terms of pod, it was only v1. Kind was deployment. Labels name is deploy. Container is nginx. Okay, by default it used to give the same name, whatever is the image name. Okay, you can change it also. Okay, container name you can change it. Deploy name you can change it. So whatever you want to. Suppose replicas, I don't want to create two, I want to create four. Okay, kubectl apply -f. Okay. Now let's see. So see demo deploy. Four containers are four pods are ready. I mean not ready. Four pods are there, but zero is ready right. Okay. Now I will do kubectl get pods. See, now if you see the naming pattern, see, now if you want to scale it, this is just four replicas. I want to scale it to six. So simple you have to give kubectl scale deploy demo deploy, whatever the name is. Don't give the pod name, okay? Pod name is just a by hyphen hyphen replicas equal to 6. See, now the pod increased. See, two more pods it got increased. So see the, so what I told you, actually what it used to do in the background, deployment used to create replica set. There will be definitely some replica set. RS. So RS is the short form of replica set. See, replica set gets getting created. So guys, any confusion in deployment? Okay, I'll take it as no. Okay. Now let's deploy some daemon set. Okay. So daemon set kubectl CLI. When I forgot what was the kubectl of daemon set. It's create daemon set or oh, let's go ahead. There is some I think CLI command also, but let's see the deployment YMB. Okay, how it looks like. So if you see, this is one. Let me copy this and let's see like what is daemon set. This I'll put it clear. Vi demo ds.yml. So this is one I copied one YML file. Okay. So see, this is daemon set. Okay. And so we have not put any replicas. Okay. Why we have not put any replicas here? Because anyways, it will just create one pod in each node. Okay. So this is actually one YML. If you know a bit of AWS, so Fluent is one of the monitoring agent which used to scrap the metrics from each of the pod, okay, exposed by HTTP. Okay, so that is, and this is the containers, and this is the image name. This is a public image also. Okay, so you'll try to deploy this. Okay, so namespace is kube system, so it will be deployed in where kube system. kubectl apply hyphen. Okay, hyphen f is actually hyphen f stands for file name. F for file name. Okay, so whatever our file names. Oh, again we have put demo deployer and demo ds, right? Demo. There is no demo ds. Just now I created it. Oh, I didn't. Oh my god. I think I copied, but I have not saved it. Let me save it. Oh, my copy gone. So I have not saved it. That's why the file was not there. Now it will be there. And now if we just apply this demo ds. So now if I just go ahead and see how many nodes are there. So control plane, it will never. What's this? Someone joined, guys? Oh, Sama joined. Okay. So where I was. So control plane, it will never deploy to control plane. I'll tell you why. It will deploy to the worker nodes only, not in the control plane. Okay. So kubectl uh, get pods hyphen and cube system, right? Because the namespace was cube system. So if you see two pods, I mean there's some error in image, but if you see two pods get deleted because why? Two nodes were there. So somehow it got deployed in control plane also. Maybe tolerations was there. There must be tolerations. Let me see. Yeah, tolerations was there. Okay, I'll tell you why it's able to because if I remove these tolerations, it will not be able to deploy. Okay, what is taint? What is toleration? I will let you know. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, there is some image error. But if you see two, I have not mentioned two pods. But why it deployed two pods? Now, if I do kubectl get pods hyphen n cube system hyphen o wide, and if I grep this fluent this one, so see two pods of this, and if you see the node names, see node 01 and control plane. So if four nodes were there, four copies of pods would be placed in each node. So that is the beauty of daemon set. So guys, deployment daemon set, any problem in understanding or anywhere I went fast or not able to understand anything here, or everything goes above head? So now if you see there is the error, you can debug this. So first step, what I told you, kubectl logs and any of this. So this is image issue. Okay. This image may not be available now in Docker Hub. Okay. So this is why this is giving error, because where I am trying to find this pod in default namespace, but this is actually in kube system namespace. Okay. What? Okay, is waiting to start client failing to pull the image. So it's not able to pull the image because this image, whatever image I copied from here, this image not may not be available now in Docker Hub. So some other image would be available of this. Okay. So if I just find this, so this is a public image actually. Okay. If I just do in Google this image, so it's not present actually. Okay. Maybe fluent deluxe search is not it. See, they have also give this issue. Okay, so here, so you will be able to get the issue. Okay, like why it's not going to push. Okay, what is the latest version? So they used to update the version every time. Okay, so you can get the latest version. So this version may not be the uh, actual version. Okay, maybe the format is not correct. Okay, you can just type that fluent D Elasticsearch actual image. You will get many images. Okay, if you just type fluent D Docker image, you'll be able to get. Okay, so no Docker with Elasticsearch plugin. So this also you'll get it. Okay, so just try to search it from the raw. Okay, this thing is so Fluent Elasticsearch. So this image you can use. That is the image version. Okay, so it's all public images. Mostly your development teams will give this image to you, or you can just check any of the Docker Hub or AWS official thing. So you'll be able to get. This is just searching. You'll be able to get through it. Okay, so image is not able to pull. Okay, so this is the this- sorry, so this is the whole highlights. I just wanted to show the difference between deployment and daemon set. Okay, so we'll deploy one app, guys. Okay, so what I have done, we have I have created one simple React.js app. Okay, so let me cross it. So how this React.js it work? So if I where was the SRC? React.js. Okay. So this is this. Learn React. So this will be the, I think, the logo. Let's remove this all this logo. Mm, what to move? I just want to show you so that at least some app it will show. Okay. What I have to give npm start. Okay, so this is just a boilerplate. Okay. Okay, so if you see this app will look like, I mean, you can do whatever customization you want. Okay, but this is the whenever you will just create the React app, you will see such things. Okay, and so this is the thing where it is getting called. This app is getting called here, and it is showing it. So you don't have to understand all these things. Just make sure, just you just have to think like it is a thing which will which is a app. Okay, this app will you will be given the source codes you will be given, and you have to deploy this. So it should run like this. Okay, just like this. Okay, so I just making it simple so that it will not have some dynamic content. So okay, this I will just remove. Okay, this. Okay, no, I think this is needed. This image part I will just go ahead. Let's see. Oh, it just went. Okay, fine. Now this big things got gone. And here we can just write welcome to Kubernetes tutorial. Okay, okay. So, I mean, you can write on your whatever. So just just want to show you. So what we have to do, you have to deploy this app. Okay. So this is the app. And now, what I will do, I will just create one GitHub repo. Okay. Okay. I will make it. What should be the repository name? K8s reactor deploy. Okay. And this might be public repository. Okay. And let me just run all these commands to push it. Okay. So, okay, let me open another timing. Okay, you know how the app will look like, right? So I'm just putting it gone now. Um,
Rishav, I'm not able to see your screen.
is it so, right, guys? Is it not
Visible
vis
है.
is it visible?
Visible.
I think Divya, you
Multi-
joined back, I think.
Yeah, now I'm able to see.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I'm just making a repo, okay, and I will deploy all the source codes there. I mean, I will push all the source codes there, not deploy will be the not be the correct word. Okay. So first I will do just get init, okay, and then what's the things of this? So all are here, okay. Readme I don't want because readme is already there. Git connect, git add is not there. Oh, git add we have to do. Sorry. So guys, this is not a Git session. So I am expecting that you know a bit of Git. Okay. If not, just check ChatGPT and just check what is this Git add, Git init, Git add, Git commit used to do. Okay. So Git status you can show like, is there anything else to commit? No, right? So now we'll just do Git push. Git push. Oh, I think we have to add the Git remote add. Click on share file. Because I'm doing for the first time, right? This one. From now, you can just clone it and just do it. So if you are facing much issue in doing all these things, you can clone the repo, empty repo, push all the files, and you can do the git add git commit git push. Okay, you don't have to do all these things. Git push hyphen new original mail. Yeah. So let's see, it should be pushed. Okay, all the things got pushed now, and here if you see all the pages there. Okay, now we have make the what we have to do. We have to make the image, right, of it first. If you want to deploy in K8s, you have to what you have to do. You have to deploy as image. You got it, right? Now we'll make the Docker file for this. So those of you who don't know how to create the Docker file or how to create this, so at that time you have to you can learn here how to create the Docker file. Okay, so it's easy, and many companies will tell you to write Docker file. Now almost all the companies are telling me to write one multistage Docker file or something. Okay, so it's very easy. Only thing is like people are a bit ignorant. This is a marks taking question. Okay, if someone is asking you to write Docker files, you should be happy that this such an easy question has come. Okay, the moment people get the question of Docker file, they used to get frightened, and somewhere they used to do the mistake. Okay, so if you just write the Docker file pattern by pattern, you will be able to understand. Okay, and interview, you know, right? Some nervousness also used to go, and people used to write some wrong files. Okay, so we'll write the Docker file now. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so and also we'll write multi-stage. Okay, so we'll write the Docker file here itself in the same indentation. Why? I'll just show you. Now, how the Docker file should look like? The name should be exactly this. You cannot change this. So this icon will come, Docker. Okay, you got it, right? Okay. Now, you cannot name it like D capital, D small, this capital, some other name, Docker files I should give, Docker file hyphen something. No, it should be Docker file, exactly the same. So first we'll write from, what is the node latest version? I think I think this is running on node 18. Okay, but I think I can give net node latest. Latest is there or not even, I don't know. Anyways, let's give us node 18. I know this is a correct one. So what is this from? So this is the base image. Okay, this is the base image on which your application will be built. Okay, so node is your, what is this React.js app? Actually, what is the, I mean, what is the package model? That is NPM. Okay, that is a node utilities, right? That is a node utility. So you have to give the node hyphen 18. Okay, and since it is a multi-stage, you have to write something after this, which I will tell you not now. Okay, next is we have to write maintainer. This is optional, guys. Maintainer. Suppose I have given, I am maintaining Rishav. You can give the name, you can give email ID. So guys, this is this email ID is someone's. So better I will give xxxx. Okay. Gmail.com. While practicing, you can give your own. Maintainer. Next is work dir. So this is very confusing. Recently in interview, I have been asked this question. What is work dir and where this path will be created? So suppose I have given the path as app. Now where is it here? This hyphen slash app, then where is the slash app? It's not there. So this work dir, it will be created inside the container. When the container will be created after image, this will this path belongs to that. Okay. So I think the comments are not allowed. Next is copy. So now suppose you are inside the container and you are in this directory already. Well, dir, it means you have navigated to this directory also. Now you have to copy all from here to this. So copy is used to copy from your local laptop to the container, remote container path. Okay. So what I want to copy everything. So suppose I want to copy only package.json. So I can write copy package star.json. So both will be copied, package log. But I don't want to copy only package.json because if package.json gets copied only, then what is the benefit if the src folder will not be there because the src folder contains your app, right? So everything I want to copy. So dot, and where I want to copy to slash app. But I am already in this directory, right? So I can give either slash up or dot itself. So this dot is our laptop directory. This dot is the insider container, whatever the path is. So slash up, so it will be deployed in slash up. Guys, any confusion, this you will be writing in your interviews. So tell me, any confusion in writing Docker file till now? Then I will go ahead. Alright. Okay. Yes. Sorry. My first calling. Okay. So yeah. So guys, I want answers. Saima, Shubham, Divya, any problem in understanding from this to this?
No, Rishabh.
Okay, Saima.
No, no.
Okay, able to understand how this is getting written?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, guys. So I think uh, something. Oh, sorry. Some calls.
Uh, One thing, if there's some DB or like if we are writing, if there is some connection with the DB, then how?
Okay, so Saima has asked a question. If you are asking this question in particular app only, suppose there is some DB. Okay, there is and a front end app is there. Okay, now only if you have to deploy a Docker container, you don't have any Kubernetes. Just leave Kubernetes from your mind. So suppose there is a front end app, there is a DB. Now I am writing one Docker file. So how will you make these connections? The thing is, if you think logically, you can itself answer this question. Okay. So suppose you have one front end app. So you will write a Docker file for front end app. You have a MySQL DB. You will create a Docker file for MySQL DB. You will make a container out of it, image and container. You will make a container out of it. That is backend container. And there is a thing called in Docker hyphen link. So you can apply this. You can link these two containers. Now the beauty in Kubernetes is that you will make pod of front end container. You will make pod of backend container. I mean, front end app, sorry, because pod is the container, right? Okay. And pod of backend. Now you have created a one more pod of API. Okay. Now API backend, how API will connect to this backend? Okay. So how it will be connected? There is in Kubernetes something called service. Divya knows this. Okay. Service. Okay. So what service used to do? Service used to do the connections between pods. Okay. So with this pod API, it will be connected to service and it will be connected to backend. Now this pod of API is also as a service. In that way, front end app will connect to the service of this pod API and service will be connected to the pod. So this is the whole flow. Now tell me any doubt. Saima,
No, no.
able to understand what is the relationship between service and pod? So guys,
Yeah.
you since we have discussed about service, we'll discuss briefly about service one class fully. One or two class I have to give in service fully. So for now, I will just tell you service are of three types. Okay. One is the cluster IP, one is the node port, one is the load balancer. Okay. So by default, remember this, by default, all pods can communicate with each other in cluster. Now, how the pods can communicate with each other in the cluster? Through cluster IP service. Okay. Node port is what? Suppose from cluster, I want to access it. External people, external application, internet has to connect to the your node port. I mean to your application. At that time, node port will do. Okay. Sorry, node port. Okay. Load balancer. Load balancer is same as node port. Slight difference. Okay. Which I'll tell you. Okay. So pod to pod communication, who will do? Pod to pod communication, cluster IP service will do. Okay. So service has a very major role to play when we'll, I think in next some classes, at the end of the class, we'll deploy in project also. You'll be able to understand like how this will be deployed front end, back end, as well as one middleware. Okay. So where were we? Yeah. So we'll deploy one. So we were deploying something. Right? Okay. So this is done. Okay. Now. Uh, Right? Okay. Sorry. Uh, okay. Now, yeah, forgot something. Yeah. So now, okay, up to copy, we have copied everything to the inside the container. Okay. Now we have to run the application. Okay. What we have to do? We have to run the application or build the application. Anything you want to do, you can do. Okay. Either you run it, either you build it. It all depends upon you. Okay. So mostly we have to actually we should build the application first in real time. So better we'll build it first. Okay. So for that, for building the application, I think do we have to do npm run build directly it will run, or do we have to install it? This npm install. Saima, npm
NPM install
install we
we
have to
have to.
run, or npm run build directly we can do. So I
Think
have
NPM build we have
run
to
build
do.
will, let me see by doing
Mm,
this here, because npm start we don't have to do, I think. Okay, it's doing. Okay, fine. So we will not build the application. I mean, we'll build the application, but will not the npm install. So, right, in Java-based application, mostly we have to build the application first. So a .jar file will be created. Okay. And then what we have to do? Then what you have to do? Then you have to deploy that jar only. Okay. So it's like packaging the application. Now, what is the meaning of packaging? In simple terms, so suppose there are many files are there and you have to send to some HR. Okay. So what you used to do? You used to copy all the files, put it in a folder and put it into a zip format, right? So that's also packaging. So here is the same. So there is some advanced version, .jar, .var. Okay. So npm, now we'll do npm run build. Sorry, build. Okay. Now, up to this, you have built the application. Okay. So everything you have built is running also, it will be running also. No problem. Okay. Now, as I told you, I have told you one thing, you have to deploy in where? You have to deploy in web server, right? Or you have to deploy in a container. What the container should so this is a web-based app, right? So where it should run? It should run in a web server, right? So up to this, we have deployed it. Okay. So I'll just multi-stage dockerfile I'm directly telling you today. Okay. Now we will deploy this app in a where? We will deploy this app in a where? We'll deploy this app in a web server. So from, let me take the web server name is, so I have very famous web server whenever I used to do demo, I used to take this. Okay. Stable Alpine. So this is a base web server. Nginx latest also you can take, whatever you want. Okay. Now the next step is, where do I have it? You have to copy this from the build. So now I was doing the build, right? So why I am doing the build, because I want to show you where it used to get created. Okay, there is a build folder used to create. Okay, so I will show you that. So this is taking a bit time, guys, because I want it to take time. Because until unless you know how to deploy an app, I want to go to advanced version, because now the time is not there that you will not go to advanced version where I will teach like how Kubernetes work, how what is the basic of Kubernetes. This may look very confusing, but if you don't dig more, you will be stuck here. Okay. So the more harder you will deploy and app, right now I am deploying one simple app, but there will be more complex apps. It will come up, and there is no shortcut for this. You have to get it. Okay. So the thing is like, okay, now we'll whatever the build have happened. Okay. Now if you see the build has happened, the build folder is all ready to be deployed. Where the build folder got created. Okay, so build folder got created. So if you see, the build folder got created, right? Here all the it packages your file. Okay, CSS, JSS media. Fine. This all you don't have to do. Just you have to know, like in Maven, where your build used to get created .jar .file in target folder, right? But in npm, it used to get deployed in build. That's why I am not deployed in Java-based application, because everyone knows, like if in interview they used to ask like Maven, what is the prerequisite of Maven? Form.xml should be there, target folder will be there. So everyone has memorized that thing. Even they haven't built anything. Okay, that's why I put npm, because it used to create a build folder. Now I want to copy this build. Okay, so I'm deleting this. This just I want to show you. Okay, actually we have to create this build where inside this container, right? So now we have to copy hyphen. This is the format you should write from this build folder. So this build folder is not this build folder. This build folder will be created where? Slash app, right? npm run build will be created. A build folder where? In slash app. Okay. And from where we have to copy this build? App K8s/app. Now there will be one more after app, one build folder will be created, just like here I show you, one build folder got created. That's why I builded it locally. Okay. Now, where we have to copy. So in Apache 2, suppose you have to run one application called index.html or in any web server, there is a particular path where you have to deploy. So in Apache 2, it's where www.html, index.html. So until unless you deploy in that file, it will not be showing as the web page in the browser. So here the default path of Nginx is usr share Nginx HTML. So this is I have done many times. So this is memorized in me. So you can just see also default HTML path of Nginx. This is not like some rocket science that you have to understand. Okay. So see, same thing I have given here. Okay, sorry. Here. Okay. Now the next thing is there is something called uh, I mean, you can copy, you cannot copy. It all depends on you. Okay, so now we can run the application. Oh, okay, we have to expose the port also. I was missing this thing. So we are not putting HTTPS. It should run on HTTPS. Okay, so this is a container port. Okay. Now, how we should run this application? So if we are not building the build, we can just do npm run start, right? Or npm start this time. Whatever in the package.json is written in the scripts, that only can run the application, right? Scripts npm start, right? Where is it? Yeah, whatever is there. npm build, npm this thing and all. But if you are putting as a build, then the command used to a bit changing. Okay. So now cmd. So remember cmd. Cmd is the thing. I will explain each and every command. Okay. Now we'll do from beginning. So from is what? From is the base image on which your application will build. Maintainer is optional. Whoever name is maintaining this file, you can name. Work dir is the path which will be created inside the container, or if the path already exists, it will be deployed there. Copy. First dot is your local dot. Second dot is your container, wherever your path is there, the current path. Okay. And run application is used to run your command. Okay, whatever the command you can run. I mean, you can run more command and then you can run more. Okay. And again, after this, I am writing one more Docker file because this is the dependencies we have deployed, right? Now we'll run one more Docker file that it should deploy in a web server, Nginx. Okay. Now copy from build. I mean, whatever has been built here. But anyone got to understand that why I'm writing hyphen hyphen from build? So hyphen hyphen from equal to build actually is it will go to the previous file and will see whatever happened and it will copy this from here. Okay. So actually what I have to do here, I have to write as build. So this is very advanced Docker file I'm telling you to write, multi-stage Docker file. Okay. So that is the beauty of multi-stage Docker file, that you can write two Docker files at once. Okay. So next is they have given is what? Whatever is there, build got created, right? So it will copy the build and it will paste in this HTML folder, because there until unless we put it there, this web page will not what this web page will not work. Okay. So now uh, you are quite familiar what is happening. Okay. I hope we are good here. Okay. Next is expose. Expose is very easy. But one thing I just want to tell you, one mistake we are doing. What mistake we are doing? So suppose now my application is at workdir/app, but actually I have copied the build where? USR share nginx HTML, right? So my world dir has not changed from app to this. Okay. So you have to change this, right? You have to write again this world dir, and this time we have to put this. Okay, why multi-stage Docker, guys? Why not one Docker file? Because multi-stage Docker file, the primary motive is to reduce the Docker image size. Okay, because it used to be layer by layer. From will run first, maintainer will run first, work tr will run first, copy will run first, run again will run. So layer by layer. Okay, suppose I am writing run again, run again, run. Okay, some commands will write here, some commands will write here layer by layer. So how will you? So suppose this is of 2 MB, this is 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 2 MB. Now totally here it's 6 MB, suppose. Okay, so better if I run here yum install nginx. Okay, here I will return yum install curl, or again I have written yum install free. Okay, so better I will remove this two and I'll just put yum install curl free hyphen y, or even I'll remove this yum install nginx curl tree hyphen y. Okay, so instead of three layers, it created just one layer, so it reduces the docker size. Got it, right? So the primary motive of what? Primary motive of multi-stage docker file is to reduce the docker image. This is an interview question. Okay, so this will put as stage 2, and this will put as stage 1. You can put it, okay, which is building the, this is building the app, and this is, anyone can name it, guys, what it is doing. After building, what we are doing, deploying the app, right? CMD I have not written yet. Okay, so CMD is very easy to write, guys. So if it is a raw source code, we would have written npm run start or npm start, right? But now we will write, right? Since it is building, through the build we are making the application run. We will write nginx. So through nginx you can run like this. Okay. Hyphen g, and then we used to write something called daemon of, like this. So this way you can run the application. Okay. Now we'll deploy this. Okay. So guys, we'll copy this in our, let's see, I have already one cluster created, but let's see if we can deploy here. Only thing is like uh, I cannot get the IP. That's the problem. Okay, guys, I have deployed one EKS cluster app today for one of my project I was making. So let's deploy there. So if you see, there is an EKS cluster there. There are two nodes here. I'll show you how to create an EKS cluster also. Okay, so there are two nodes. There are two EC2 nodes I created. Okay, so oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll start deploying. Okay, so the first is the Docker file will create. Oh, here we have not deployed the, we have not copied our. Oh, let me push it to repo first. Oh, forgot, guys. Sorry. So git add get commit. Get push. Okay, guys, I think it's already 1 hour, but that's fine. Just hold on for some time. Okay, we'll just deploy this. So we'll just cross this. Okay. Okay. Now we'll just clone this. Let's see if it got pushed. Okay, Docker file got pushed. Now we'll just git clone. So I'm expecting this git commands to know. Okay, that's why I am teaching you as a. You all are experienced guys, but for some guys who are freshers, I cannot teach like this. They will have many questions. Okay. So now if you see the Docker file, we have already built, copied it. Now we'll just build it. Let's see. Docker. So this is the command of building the application. Okay. If I clear this, Docker build hyphen t, sorry, hyphen t. Hyphen t is the flag. Okay. So suppose I have given the name as my reactor. This is the image now. And dot is wherever in which path your Docker file is present. So if your Docker file is present in any of the folder, it will not run. So wherever your Docker file is there, it will run there. Sorry guys. Let me on my charger. Okay, Docker build hyphen. Oh, command not. So this is my EC2 actually. Okay, so where my Docker is not there. So let me install Docker. Okay. So Docker package used to get already present in EC2. Okay. Come on. So it used to first. So Docker is now present. We have to start the Docker engine actually. So until unless you start, Docker will not come. Service Docker starts to come up. So if you just see the status of Docker, it's mostly done. Okay. So here you will be seeing it's right. Okay. So it's running. Now we'll run the command of Docker. Here ls. Okay. Now let's see guys. So it started running and the first it's failed. Where it's failed to resolve. I have instead of 18, I have written L8. See, first debug. How I have written this instead. So guys, this VI editor, if you have any confusion, just go to some tutorials. Okay. If I start teaching you VI editor, it will be huge time taking. Guys, you may feel there are many commands I'm running here. There are many CD. So guys, whenever you are watching this video again, make sure that you search that on Google if any of the commands CD, how CD works or cat works, VI editor works. So it will take just hardly 1 to 2 minutes to learn. So that's why I'm not telling you. So if you see npm run build, it's not working. What it is telling that uh, failed to resolve npm run build React scripts not found. Right? This it is. Maybe this React script that is not getting copied. Okay. So let's see what can be the problem. Am I copying everything? Yeah, React scripts used to be, I think, even practice structures. Oh, do we have to deploy this here? Right. Okay, I think they are looking for some script start. Not sure why. But anyways, maybe npm I have to install there. Let me run the same thing, git clone in this here. I don't want to waste time to debug all these crap issues. Uh, Intermediate, SMP, React, but let's see React. So it's building. Hmm. Oh, I am doing the mistake again. As well. So you are able to see that it's running layer by layer. Okay, there is some issues in this EC2. This React scripts maybe I have to module I have to download. I don't have npm. It will take time for this download now. So here also the same issue. I think I have to do the npm install first. Then only it will run. Okay. So one issue we have got here is like I have to what I have to do first. This issue was there. So what we'll do first, we will do what? We will install the packages first. Okay. So what we'll do, uh, first we'll copy the only the package thing. Then we'll run something called what npm I or npm install, whatever. Then we'll copy everything and then we'll do npm. Now it will run. Let me do one more thing. Get that. So this commit file comment should be actually added properly, although no one is to see. But in corporate, you will be able to. They might see this. So now let's see. Let's copy it one. So it's modified. Let me open it also once. So we copied it. So one mistake we have done. Okay. Package.json where we are copying in the directory, right? Slash up. So you have to catch these issues. Okay. I may I may do it mistakenly to catch it. So guys, after making the image, we'll stop. So don't worry, it may take time, but I'm sure this will be worth. So I'll have to clone the app again. So let me delete this. Do the K8s, and then So npm install will take some time. So guys, I'm doing so much things. Are you getting very much tensed, like how this is happening, or is it like I'm going very fast? The first day we went, I never did this. Like the first day I have done Kubernetes intro. Second day we are deploying the app. It's because only because you all are experienced. You have the experience of many things. So that's why I'm doing this on the second day itself. So now see, your image got created. Docker images or Docker image ls also you can do. See, my reactor got created. Guys, any confusion? I cannot hear you guys if you have any doubts.
No, Rishabh.
Okay.
No.
Is it, uh, don't worry, just go through the course again. Okay. So I will just run the container now. For now, I'm not deploying Kubernetes. I'm just running as a container and I will just show you. Okay. Docker run -p. So this is the making the container. Run is to make the container. Okay, Docker run -p or hyphen name. Or better you will do second guess. One second guess. Okay, sorry, yes. I was doing something else. Hyphen p. So p is I'm writing something just real. Hyphen d. Hyphen d is actually a background mode. So whatever things will run, that will be in the background. You will not see the logs or anything. Okay. Docker run hyphen p is exposing the port. So port is always host to container 8080. 8080 is the host. So actually what we are doing, don't get confused. There will be server. Inside it, there will be container, right? So traffic will come where first? Server, host 8080. I'm opening it and container will be container port what we have done 80, right? Expose port. So host to container mapping will be done. Okay, whatever port traffic is coming to 8080, it should reach to 8080. So that's what I'm doing. Nothing much. Okay. 8080 to 80. Okay, host to container. Remember that. So that's the thing when I started my cloud, I always used to remember like host to container, host to container. Okay, because interview sometimes it used to where which is the host port, which is a container port. Okay. Next is this name. Okay. Hyphen name. This name, whatever you want to give, you can give it. Suppose K8s React app. And then the image name, whatever the image name is. Okay. So image name is this. Remember it. The image name, it's not like hyphen image and then you have to give it Kubernetes, you get confused. No. Docker, like this, you have to create the container. So a container got created. Docker yes. See, container is running. So Docker PS is used to see container is running or not. So my EC2 is there. So this is my EC2 where it got deployed actually. Okay. And this is the server where I have logged in and deployed this. Okay. So if you just get the public IP of it, and if you just type this, see, your app got deployed. So this same app will deploy in Kubernetes. Now time has come to almost 1 hour. Maybe it's late night for you. It took some time, but now you are fully sure like how the app got deployed. Okay, in the same server, you got deployed as a container. Okay, you can kill this. You can kill this or stop this. So it will go. I mean, now it's not going, but it will go in some time. No, if I go, okay, it will not come up because what we have done, we have stopped the container. Again, we can start it also. Okay. So how can now if we do docker ps, nothing is showing. But if we do docker ps hyphen a, it will show this because it will show all containers whether running or stopped. Docker ps will only show what running containers. Okay, you can start it again. Okay. So it will do. You can permanently kill. You can permanently delete it also. So that is what is the command docker rm. So for that you have to stop first. Actually, it will not allow mostly. That's why docker. You have to stop the container first. Okay, then you can permanently remove it. So don't worry, if the container is removed, the whole application is removed. That's the beauty. Your image is there. Sorry, images. You can immediately create one container. Docker run hyphen d hyphen p 8080. I cannot give. I should not. I mean, I may not give the container name. It will take some default name. If you are in Rust, ideally you should say Docker. Yes, some funny name you used to give. Okay, image is this and container name. See something called suspicious KNUTH. So some funny name it used to give. So earlier I have given my custom name, so it got there. Okay. So that's the beauty. Okay. So guys, any question? I'm just stopping the recording. We'll see maybe if you all are free in some weekdays, let me know in the WhatsApp chat or we'll connect next weekend. So try to deploy as a deployment, guys, on your own. Okay, this the same thing. I will give you this GitHub link as well, and try to see whether you can deploy the same as a container in Kubernetes also. Anyways, we will do, but try to deploy it from your own.